Right, welcome back to the Combat and Strength podcast. It's our 10th show. That's a big thing, a landmark for us, you know, a real landmark. What do you reckon, Wong? Have you done 10 of anything?
I do many 10 of everything, yeah. But this one is good. Yeah,
it's massive. Yeah. Joe, what do you reckon, mate?
10.
I think you should do 10 press-ups on the table now for the viewers.
It's gone really quick, isn't it?
You're not interested in the 10 press-ups?
It's gone really quick, isn't it?
It's gone really quick. It's been really quick, but it's been good. We've had a lot of feedback, a lot of positive feedback. We get all the messages we get and all the people that send them, thank you. It means a lot to us. We're really, really grateful. We do this for you guys, at the end of the day. And for those who thought we went a bit left with our show last week, we did.
We went round the corner.
We did. It was all about the water.
The water.
Essence of life.
Yeah.
Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Wongy?
The second most important thing of life after oxygen is water.
It's water. So I hope you enjoyed that show. Hope you learnt a lot. We've got a brilliant show this week.
I've ordered my machine, by the way.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. I've ordered my machine.
He stole a march on me.
Yeah.
I'll be at your house.
Have you not got yours yet?
I'm just waiting for him to drop me freebies off first. I'm black though, ain't I? You know what I mean? Get freeness first, and then he's gonna get the freeness.
First,
I want it before I start spending some money. You know what I mean? Like seriously, I want it as well, Anthony. I know you're watching. Bring my freebies. So last week's show was really good, really informative. I learned a lot in it.
I feel like I was back at school at one point.
Do you know what, Ray? You probably was back at school. I think we was all back at school because we were schooled.
We was.
Literally, you know what I mean?
It, though. It was good.
I think everybody that watched it.
I've got to thank Wongy for that.
Education, isn't it?
That was your man, wasn't it?
Yeah. He's very good, yeah. And Anthony's do this for a while, and he know about. I don't know much about. I drink the water. The thing is too technical for me, you know. Yeah. Quite technical, the stuff he's saying and stuff he's knowing. I said, just give me the water, man. Get on with it.
But he talks about it very well.
Yeah, he understands it very well.
Yeah. He understands the stuff, obviously, because of his parents and so on and so forth.
Yeah, no, the story is great. Again, if you haven't watched it, listen to the show. Go and do that now. You'll learn a hell of a lot. And if you want to find out about Kangen water, just hit us up. You know the social networking handles. They're here. Are they, Rob? Here?
They're here.
Yeah. Right. That's going to be a fantastic. But it's our 10th show.
1-0, baby.
1-0, 90 away from 100, and believe me, Joe Rogan,
we're coming for you.
We're coming differently. Now listen, can I announce you? Now, in fact, forget that. I'm not even going to tell you who's on the show yet. We've been up to you, Joe. We've been there.
This week.
Fill people in it.
I've had a funny week. I've been at home a lot. I've got some stuff going on at home. I've got a little bit of work going on indoors. So I haven't been able to leave the house much. So I've been indoors, in dust, in dirt, in crap, clearing out garages, doing this, doing that, but still on the phone for work. So I'm trying to be quiet. No problems. And like there's all banging going on around me, all crap going on around me, but I'm still working. But if you haven't heard from me this week, I do apologise. And if I haven't got back to you this week, I do apologise, but I'll get back to you next week.
Domestic duties call. Wong, what you been up to, mate?
Promoting the courses online, online training courses I do on the Udemy. Do a lot of courses, 17 courses. So we got some sort of like Halloween special offer, stuff like that.
We're hollering.
No, Halloween.
Some scary-ish.
Yeah, scary shit, this thing come along. That kind of thing, promoting that. And,
don't support Halloween, I really don't.
Don't you dress? I can imagine you dressing up with
out of here, Joe. You're joking it. No way.
Why not?
Nah, we don't.
We don't
support none of that. No devils, no ghosts, none of that. We don't know. Man, a Rasta, you see me? More life. We deal with conscious positivity. All of your Halloween can off, to be honest with you.
Really?
I'll be honest, but listen, if you make money off of it, do your thing. So is that what you've been promoting?
Yeah.
Because you've been promoting for the last couple of weeks, innit?
Yeah,
I can imagine it's going to go on for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, we're going for a bit. And then the Vietnam trip as well, I hit up quite hard, trying to get it sorted out for deadline for January 2017, so yeah.
I'm surprised that ain't sold out already, man.
People, we got a lot of people from different parts of the world.
Sure.
Yeah? And a quite interesting thing is we got a lot of people, different people from India. India very poor. Yeah. Malaysia poor, and they can afford to come to the trip. and New Zealand and places like that. But in England, we got quite a lot from in England, but they haven't get the ass, the finger of the backside yet. And goddamn it, sort it out. So
You better sort it out, mate.
He's losing the plot, isn't he?
No.
He's gone. He's off on one.
Yeah, boy, he's excited about the trip, and I would be
I'm
too.
excited, but if they're excited about the trip, they need to be putting their deposit down.
Oh, yeah.
But that is people, innit? They always leave it last minute.
yeah, they always do
Always.
actually.
Typical.
Always.
Typical.
Lastminute.com.
A bit like you turning up on time, Mr. Campbell.
Don't tell the children. You know, I'm on time.
Lastminute.com.
You see, this week I'm in my own clothes.
You're in your own clothes this week. I've had a shave. I've had a haircut.
We're looking the part this week. We're
Yeah,
looking the part.
yeah.
I've had a busy week myself, though. You know, it's
We haven't asked you what you've been up to.
No, no one gives a shit.
We weren't really bothered, was
Nah,
we?
there was. He's going to skip on to the main interview, weren't you? I'm talking
weren't
to
that
Wong.
bothered.
Wong, you care about what I've been doing this week,
Yeah,
right?
not much, but man, you know, I don't know what you've been up to. Don't know what you've been up to. What have you been up to anyway?
Yeah, what you been up to, John?
Might as well just leave now. Let's go home.
No,
You know what I mean?
No love here, is it?
There's
No
no
love.
here.
There's
Yeah,
no
what have
love.
you been up to this
Anthony
week,
ain't
Joe?
brought the Kangen water, you know what I mean? I just feel dropped out. I want me free Kangen. No, no.
Been
let's-
chicken treating with
I
bacon
just-
rolls, haven't you?
I tell you what, I'm gonna leave some what do you call it? Chocolate covered Brussels sprouts.
All right.
Next year, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave them outside
Chocolate
for the kids.
covered.
Yeah, for the trick or treaters that knocked on my door. Yeah,
good. I
you
like
come back next year and see what you get. Chocolate covered Brussels sprouts.
I like that.
That's what they won't. I tell you that much. They won't love it. No, I've been busy doing all sorts, mate. You know, I'm wearing about 6 different hats at the moment. Had a very, very interesting interview with a young man called Soweto Kinch, a jazz artist who he's been on the go for a good decade now. He's achieved so much. It's unbelievable. I'm not going to go into that. If you want to watch the interview, you can. It's on the Voice website somewhere.
What's the Voice website?
It's
Give 'em a plug, give 'em a plug.
www.voice-online.co.uk. Yeah, good interview. Very interesting guy. Just so many different layers to him.
Do you like your jazz?
I didn't before I interviewed him, and then I listened to his album, which is called Nonogram, and it's very complex because he's using numbers and geometry to form the album. It's an in-depth way of doing things. True musician, talent on a level I never really understood before. But yeah, he's the biggest interview I did this week. I attended a few football matches, but we won't talk about them.
No, let's leave them
Yeah,
alone.
let's leave them alone.
For your good
So that's been
I was actually brought up on jazz.
Would you?
My mother was a massive Ella Fitzgerald fan,
Oh, okay.
believe it or not. And that my house was Billie Holiday and Ella Fitzgerald all day long.
Oh, interesting.
And a bit of Manhattan transfer.
See, I'm not really totally au fait with jazz. You listen to jazz? You don't really listen to music.
I don't
Wong, do
listen
you?
to much music, no.
No, that's a shame. I'm going to bring you some
And-
Bob Marley. You like Bob Marley?
I don't know, maybe.
Oh,
I don't
gosh.
mind to listen to things like some beat or some. I don't know. I don't
You know,
man.
did you have a musical youth though?
Yeah, I do. If you practice some stuff like Tai Chi or meditation, you listen to something very quiet. You know, like them kind of thing. I get into them kind of thing more. You know, I don't like too many bong bong on my head, man. You know what I mean?
Don't.
Too
Yeah,
much
well.
noise.
Yeah, no. It's,
Too
it's,
much.
I know someone who likes a bit of that music though.
You do?
Yeah,
Who's that?
our guest today.
He loves.
He used to
all
be a
sorts,
DJ.
What was his name?
DJ, what was his name, Rob?
Mikey B.
DJ, wiki, Mikey B.
No,
Mikey
we've got to
B.
ask him about that.
Alright.
Then,
What
right?
does the B stand for?
Well, for
The Bisping.
yeah, exactly. For for our listeners and viewers, today's guest is none other than world champion MMA fighter Michael Bisping.
Is it our first world champion?
He
on
is
the
our
show?
first world champion on the show, on the 10th show.
Good
Joe
call.
Rogan, remember I told you, and that's following on from MVP, you know, like we're raising the bar.
We're moving up slowly.
Like, we're raising the bar. We're coming for everybody across the whole globe.
To be fair, Michael should have been on there a couple of weeks ago.
Well, he's been pissed ever since, hasn't he?
I think so.
Been pissed out of his nut.
He's been
been on
drinking a lot, didn't he?
Yeah,
He's been.
And I bet he didn't want to show that smashed up face in public as well.
maybe. He's probably,
Yeah.
I'm sure the bar woman see enough of it.
She sees him all the time anyway, no doubt. And I'm not trying to cause no trouble at home, Mike. I'm just saying. You know, we know you like a drink, son. which is fair play. So do I. So do you, don't you, Joe?
I love a drink, especially when you win a world title.
Why not?
Not that I've won one.
Why not? It's hard graft. You don't drink, do you, Wong?
Not really.
Champagne?
No, there sounds like...
I used to drink a bit
Yeah,
because
he's
when...
had a drink.
Don't drink,
Yeah,
don't listen to
the
music,
problem-
don't own a microwave.
No, the problem is
What's happening?
when I have a drink,
Yeah.
it's a fucking nightmare.
Do you lose it?
Not losing. Sometimes people say certain things, I just don't like it. I gone off, you know what I mean? It's just not very
Do
nice.
you get moody?
Sometimes depends what people say to me.
You're quite sensitive, aren't you?
Not sense.
It's happy.
Yeah, too
Is
happy.
he a happy drunk?
Ah.
Oh, well, that's all right.
You're too happy though. That's the problem.
What do you mean too happy?
You know
What's
what?
too
I
happy?
think we should have a combat and strength.
Drinking day.
Christmas do.
That would be
No, it's
freaking
serious.
fucking hilarious, isn't
We
it?
do the podcast and then we go out on the town, do a few live feeds.
Yeah.
I'll get the spots. We know the places, don't we, Joel?
Do you know the places?
Yeah,
we know
do
the places. Yeah. We
do.
know the places.
We do know the spots.
We get the drinks coming.
We do spots.
Yeah.
I don't know, Joe. It might
What do you
get
reckon?
messy.
See, Joel takes me out and they just keep bringing drinks over. He don't even pay for them.
Right.
It's a little bit like what's happening in here today. I came in, I had a couple of cheese and onion pasties, I had water, I had it all. Rob says it's because I'm the A-Mic. And I must get used to it. But I'm so humble, I just do everything myself. I'm just so used to doing everything myself. So yeah, no, I really appreciate that. And maybe it'll be a good idea. Wong,
Actually,
what do you drink though, Wong? What's your tipple? Beer, man, spirits, wine.
No, anything,
hell, I should have known.
sweet or thing I quite like. Ages ago, you know them quite the red stuff. What the hell is that? Like
Shots.
yeah, them kind of thing.
Okay.
And you normally drink a little bit, you know, a little bit of the shock, they call shock, you know, or something like that.
Shock, yeah, aftershock. Yeah.
Aftershock, yeah.
Right, okay.
And because it's quite sweet,
Yeah.
so one bottle, I said little bit, I thought a whole fucking bottle, you know, and after that I like, what the fuck is going on? Oh man, it's a bit much.
That's why you don't like drinking.
Yeah, it's I like it too much when I'm drinking. I just like it too
I was
much.
gonna say, Wong, people don't drink that stuff like that, you know.
And this is what happened. And then one of my students said, no, you only drink little. I said, little? I just go the whole goddamn thing. I go, what the hell? Oh, it's just...
Yeah, you're lucky you didn't poison yourself. I'm a rum man. Don't worry, we're gonna get you on the rum. Get you, make you a sophisticated drinker, so you're not, consuming that as it were. Yeah, 'cause
What rum is it? What you're into?
I'm an Appleton man, Give me a good Appleton.
From Jamaica?
Yes, Jamaica has to be. There's no other place where Appleton comes from.
I'm sure the
Anything from 12-year-old up, yeah? Don't drink the other stuff because it's the bottom of the keg. It's not the
No
one.
good.
Yeah,
Really?
no, yeah. It's the waste.
Do it properly.
It's the runoff. You want the stuff that's been...
you sound like a bit of a connoisseur.
I am, mate. I'm borderline alcoholic, apparently. But it's journalism. It's drinks everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, we mentioned it when we was talking on the show with Jamie, didn't I? And that's why I was more interested in the fact that he said he cut out the drinking for so long because it works. I know it works, but everywhere you go, they offer you a drink.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. I should say no one.
You should say no. Otherwise, how the hell do you interview them when you go, what the fuck? How do you interview them when you drink a lot?
Do you know what? I get happy as well.
Is it-
Yes, I get happy as well. I know Joe's a happy drunk, so I don't know what.
I like a drink.
Yeah.
But when I have a drink, I have a drink.
Yeah.
It's on.
Yeah.
Well,
I doubt it for anyone.
Christmas do.
Christmas too, yeah?
It's on.
We will sort that out.
London
Definitely
stand
we'll do
by.
that.
It's only going to be a few weeks and we're going to be out.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll have to invite our guest out. Today's guest, and today's guest is Michael Bisping, as we've said already, world champion, UFC fighter, martial artist. Sorry, I keep saying that. Don't know. I know it rubs Joe up the wrong way, and all you fighters out there, but it's just one of those things. I see you as fighters. I won't go on about that again.
If there's anyone that's a fighter, it's Michael Bisping.
Most definitely.
In and out.
No, listen. His whole life has been one big fighting story, isn't it? Really. The minute
Great
he decided to stop delivering post and pursue a life in the cage, it was an uphill fight, and I'm sure he's going to talk about that when he comes on a little bit later. Before then, I'd like to encourage our because he's going to be on the show again. We're going to have him on today, and we're going to have him on again in the future, just before he makes his next defence.
Have him right here.
And I'd like you guys at home, listening, watching, to send in some questions that you have for him, so that we can have some thoughts and views from the audience. We really want to encourage that kind of interaction.
You're such a journalist.
I
Aren't
am, what can I say?
Jesus.
Without further ado, let's get him on the dog and bone. Michael Bisping. This is the Combat and Strength podcast with me, Campbell.
Wong.
And Long.
Tune in every week for all things fighting and fitness, combat and strength.
Wuss.
Go. Right, I did mention earlier that we've got a very special guest on. I told you it was Michael Bisping. I told you in our 10th show that we were going to bring something a little bit different, a little bit better than we have done already. And that's no disrespect to any of the guests that we've had on, but this man is the first British UFC champion. He's been pissed for the last 3 weeks. That's why he's not been on the show. Ain't that right, Michael Bisping?
Welcome to the show,
Welcome to the show, son. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, nice one. Just completely slayed my achievement. I haven't been pissed for the last... Yeah, I'll be honest. I woke up feeling a little bit rough once or twice, but come on, I'm a martial artist. I've been in the dojo every day.
Of course you have, Mike. Of course you have, and that would, you know, if we'd have been another show, we might have believed you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
How? Listen.
Joe Donk's are full of shit. So
Listen, mate, you're not full of shit. You're full of good stuff, and that's why you are the champion. So let's stop that.
I like the sound of that.
Mike, I wanna take us back to that night in Manchester when you're fighting the geezer that put it on you at UFC 100. Big build up. Everybody knows the history involved. You've got it all to prove. You can't lose in front of your home crowd, my friend. What's running through your mind just prior to that first bell going?
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, as you said there, you know, everybody knows what happened at UFC 100. It was a bad night. It was a terrible knockout. And, you know, I thought that all the demons from that night had gone away. And I was very, very confident in the fight. But anytime you speak to a fighter, it's easy to exude confidence and bravado at the press conference and when you're speaking to journalists. But when you're alone by yourself, you can't bullshit your own thoughts. You know, when you let it bed at night and things start going through your mind, you know, you can't get away from that. You know, there's no bullshitting yourself. You know how you feel. And it's not that I was scared, but the closer the fight got, the more the memories of getting knocked out, you know, came to the forefront of my mind. And on that last day, you know, obviously the fight was 5 a.m. in the morning. We didn't leave our hotel room. Our call time to go to the arena wasn't until 2:30. So all I do on the day of the fight, I just lie in my hotel room, watch a bit of TV, or have a bit of food, and just lie in bed and try and rest. And all my team, my coaches and whatnot, they all, you know, they left me to it, and they went off having a good day, just, you know, having an average day. I just lay in my room by myself. And, you know, as I say, these demons creep in. I'm like, fucking hell, here we go. Not long, I'm going to be in there. And I'm thinking, only takes one punch of this guy. Only takes one punch, you know. And, yeah, so I was a little bit nervous. I was okay. So I went up to the arena, and I felt great. And then, as I say, you know, I mean, it's kind of weird emotions. 1 minute, you're super confident, and then the next minute, you can let these demons creep in. And I guess that's the, you know, that's the challenge of being a gym fighter or a professional fighter, because if you're a professional that does well, you can handle these nerves, these demons, whatever you want to call them. And gym fighters, and we all know that there's guys out there in the gym that can do amazing things, but they can't do it under the spotlight. You know, and the guys like that, they let them, these swords, these demons, they let them, you know, control their skills, if you will. And then I said to my coach, I said to Jason Perillo, I turned around, I said, I said, listen, pardon my language. I said, fuck it, at the end of the day, what's going to happen? I said, it's a fight. You know, what's going to happen? I'm going to lose. That's the worst that's going to happen. You know what I mean? So screw it. And then once I told myself that, I was totally fine. I was kind of happy. I was upbeat. I was having a laugh in the corner room. And I went out there, you know, as you saw, I had a good fight.
Yeah, you did have a good fight. I'm gonna say you beat him up, but you was also beaten up. Can I say that?
No. And listen, I can stand there and bullshit you all day long, but I'm pretty sure we all saw the most.
I did, mate. I did see it.
Yeah. You know, it's like my old boxing coach used to say, you don't go in the rain without getting wet. And I certainly got wet that day. You know, the first round, I was controlling the fight, you know, and I was happy with how it was going. And then, of course, you know, he landed that, the H-bomb, as they call it. He lands the H-bomb, pushed me down. You know what, though? Even though it was such a monster punch, and he came with the ground and pound straight away. He did a great job. He's got good finishing instinct, and he landed some nice elbows on the floor. I was totally fine the whole time. I don't know if you've watched the fight back, but I did manage to scramble back to my feet, and I gave him a punch, and then I kind of smiled because I was like, shit, you motherfucker. You know, because, you know, of course, the whole camp was just avoiding that right hand, and good for him. He's built a whole career on landing that punch. He landed it, he followed it up well, but I was able to get back to my feet. I went back to my corner and smiled. You know, and then round 2 was kind of the same thing. Again, round 2 I went to work even better. But right at the end of the round, he landed another good shot. But as I say, I was fully compass mentis the whole time. I knew exactly where I was. I knew what was going on. Of course, round 3, you know, I started picking him apart. Round 4 again. Round 5 was a little slower pace because the swelling on my eye got so big. I couldn't see too well out of it. So, you know, I was being a little more cautious. But again, you know, I think I won rounds 2, 3, 4, 5. I did the judges. So, yeah. All credit to Henderson, though. He's tough as old boots, but I was happy with the fight.
You retired him, Mike. He's done, finished. Don't matter what he did in UFC 100 no more. You've put it to bed. You must. That must feel sweet. As must have been the victory in your own town.
Yeah, no, of course. You know, I mean, it was amazing. I mean, the crowd that night, I'll never forget it. You know, because I don't think it makes it through the TV. You know, when you're watching on TV, you don't appreciate how loud the arena is. And you know, I've been very, very lucky that I've had a lot of support from the UK people, and they've always been loud. But I'll tell you what, maybe just because it's the most recent one. But I think that was the loudest I've ever heard the arena. Maybe it's because everybody was pissed out then. But I tell you what, at one point I was in the middle of the fight, and they were chanting and they were singing and all this, and the noise was just deafening. And I felt like turning around saying, "Hold on, guys, just steady on, just bring it down a notch. I'm trying to focus here. I'm trying to concentrate." Very, very distracting. I'm trying to have this fight, and the noise was just incredible. I'll never forget it. I really won't. So, everyone in attendance, thank you very much. I appreciate the energy.
You're coming back though, Mike. You know, a lot of people talk like that was he got to defend his title in Manchester, and that's it. Like they're expecting you to lose it soon, so that you're not gonna. You know, that's the way people seem to talk. Do you pick that up?
A little bit. You know, because I think that's what people like to do. You know, once you reach a pinnacle of something, they just try and strip you down. You know, and I think a lot of people wanted to see me lose as well. So yeah, you know, you feel that energy a bit, but also I felt a lot of support as well. So it was kind of a bit of fun.
I've heard you call out a few names since then, Mike. There's a few names like.
Well, no, I didn't. Yeah. Let me tell you what happened. So
Go for it.
I haven't called out anybody. So I went to Dubai 2 weeks ago, and we flew Emirates, and we got Wi-Fi on the plane, so I could still receive text messages. I'm in the I'm at the bar. Drinking champagne, pissed out my fucking head, and
we heard. Sorry, I said we heard you were pissed out your head. Yeah, we heard.
Yeah. No, I wasn't pissed out my head. But anyway, so I started getting messages of Dana talking about a fight with GSP. So he asked me about a fight with GSP. I said, yeah, of course. Now, the reality of the situation is, to be honest, I got a fractured orbital from the fight with Dan Henderson, and my knee is pretty banged up. It's been banged up for a while. I'm scheduled for some PRP injections on Friday, the first of a course of injections that I'm going to have. But a GSP fight would be huge. That would be a massive, massive pay-per-view, and you know, that for me would be by far my biggest payday with GSP involved. And Dana asked me about fights. Yeah, of course, yeah, for a payday like that, I'm in. And of course, you know, he's a welterweight. I fancy my chances in that fight massively. I know I can beat George St-Pierre. So I'm like, yeah, of course, that's a win-win. Get a massive payday against somebody that I know I'm going to win. Of course, count me in. Then as it turns out, the UFC and George couldn't get a deal done. So Dana said the fight's off. So then I was thinking, you know, I kind of fancy a big payday. I said, well, if he doesn't want to do it, what about Nick Diaz? He's another big pay-per-view draw. But that never really gained any momentum. And then that was that. So I said, well, am I going to get a fight at 206? He said, nah. He said, forget it. He said, have some time off. Enjoy Christmas with your family. Get healed up. I know you got a fractured orbital and your bad knee. I said, okay, cool. then a few days ago, Dana calls me again, and this is bearing in mind now 2.5 weeks have passed, and he's like, do you want to fight Jacare in 3 weeks? I'm like, no, mate, I can't do that. You know what I mean? I said, you offered me a fight a few weeks ago. I was in for it then. I said, but now I've like mentally resigned myself to the fact that I'm not fighting until after Christmas. I've got a bad eye. I've got a bad leg. I've got to take some time off. I've had a busy year. And plus the payday would be exactly the same as what I'm scheduled for anyway. It wouldn't do anything necessary for my bank account. So I said, I'm not saying no to the fight. The fight can happen. I said, but I'm not taking it on short notice. If you want to schedule it to sometime in the new year, I'm completely in, but I'm not doing it on short notice.
Well, that's fair enough, mate. I mean, of those 2 fighters, obviously you said you would like to get GSP above Jacare. You know, what was it about the GSP draw that kind of, obviously he's got a huge fan base, I get that, huge pedigree, huge MMA pedigree. But aside from those 2 things, what was it about that fight that made it the most attractive for you?
I'll be honest, the money. Simple as that. You know, I mean, of course, you know, everything we do in this life, you know, of course we do things because we love them. But money makes the world go round, you know. It's a sad fact, but that's just the way it is. And I'm a prize fighter. I fight for money. Plain and simple. And I'll fight for the most money I can get. And if I was GSP, I mean, I would love to say that I'm the big draw in the UFC, but the reality of the fact is that I'm not. You know, I mean, I do okay on pay-per-view, but it's, you know, kind of average numbers. GSP has got a massive fan base in Canada. His pay-per-view history has been massive. You know, most times it averages around $1 million pay-per-view. So for me, that would have, sorry, not $1 million, $1 million buys on pay-per-view. So that would have been, it would have generated a lot of money. So yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Go on.
I was going to say, I'll tell you what. We want to send a little message out to GSP. Because we think he's watching the wrong podcast, so we want to put our podcast on his radar, right? You've done a bit of acting, Mike. We know you've done a bit of acting. You know you've been on the big screen. We know that your accents are top class. Before we got on, Joe said they were a bit ropey, but I disagree. I don't know.
Okay.
So we want you to do a bit of we want you to send a message out to him. You up for that, mate?
No, see, here's the thing, and I hate to be a buzzkill. Anyone else I would do, but George is, I've known George for a while, so whilst I wanted to fight him, it wasn't anything personal, to be honest. And George has been a class act throughout this whole thing. He even did a video online, sent it to me. Hey, Michael, I would love to share the octagon with you. Nothing would make me happier, but unfortunately, me and Dana could not get the deal done. You know, and it was just pure class. And I think what you're suggesting is something of me taking the piss out of him and slandering him, you know, which I don't really want to do.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Anybody else, I'd probably be well up for it.
Well, let me get your views on the top 5 prospects that you know are languishing behind you in the rankings. Yeah, I want to go from number 5 up to actually no, I'm going to go from Luke Rockhold down. Obviously, I know you're both injured at the moment. But how do you? All right, you've had a couple of fights, one apiece. How do you rate him as a fighter, though?
Rockhold's great. He really is. As much as I would love to say the opposite, because the guy is an absolute dickhead. He's a great fighter, unfortunately. You know, I would love to say he's terrible, but I can't do that, if I'm going to be honest. He's got a fantastic ground game. He's got a very, very smooth striking game. He's an incredible athlete. He's tall, he's rangy. He's a southpaw as well, so that, you know, makes him a little tricky. But he does have a few weaknesses. So, but yeah, all in all, he's a very, very good fighter. But I know that he carries his chin high up in the air, and he has his right hand low. That's how I knew in that fight the left hook was the money shot. But yeah, all in all, solid fighter. You can't really deny that.
Weidman, what's your views on him?
Who's that? Sorry,
Chris Weidman.
Yeah, Chris Weidman again. I mean, here's the guy. I'm hoping that Chris Weidman fights Yoel Romero next week in New York. I'm hoping Weidman wins that fight, because for me, that's the fight that I'm looking for, to be honest. Me and Chris have gone back and forth a bit in the media. He's had some not too nice things to say about me. So I think we should settle in the octagon the old-fashioned way. So I'm hoping he wins. breaking him down as a fighter, he's he's good. He's a very, very good wrestler. He's very, very good on the ground. His striking game is average. He's not very fast. He's got a very good chin. He takes a shot well, but he's slow. He's slow on the feet and the strikes are slow. But his skill set is, he's grappling. He's a grappling-oriented fighter. If he can't get you down on the floor, he's had some success with his strikes against some guys. I think I have my way with him on the feet.
What about Jakari Souza then?
Jacare, Jacare again, he's fantastic. All those things I just said about Weidman, he's jiu-jitsu, obviously, that's what he's known for. He's second to none. His wrestling is good as well, so he can get you to the point to use that jiu-jitsu. And his striking game's got good as well. He's knocked a few people out recently, so he's got a big monster right hand. I wouldn't say he's the most technical, diverse striker, but he's certainly got a big right hand. He's got heavy hands. You don't really see him throwing too many kicks, but he does have a good solid right hand, which he uses to set up the clinch, to get the takedown, to use his biggest strength, his jiu-jitsu. So, he's solid, man. He really is.
You mentioned Romero earlier. I take it you rate him then?
Yeah. I mean, there's the thing. He just tested positive for steroids, and he's just finished his suspension.
I know that pisses you off, doesn't it, Mike?
Yeah, mate, it does. It really does, because it's bullshit, man. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm out here doing it the old-fashioned way, blood, sweat, and tears, and hours in the gym from when I was a kid. And you got all these people, these wrestlers coming in, these meatheads, that are just juicing themselves up to the gills and then swinging bloody sledgehammers because they're so juiced up, and they're getting success, and it's ridiculous. They're cheating. They're going to hurt somebody. One day somebody's going to die. And then they're going to figure out, hold on a minute, shit, we should have done a better job. Now we do have USADA that come in and test us regularly. But, it's human nature. People are always going to try and cheat, whether it's fighting, whether it's cycling, whatever sport it is, there's always people that are going to try and cheat. And I think doing what we do in combat sports, whether it's boxing, UFC, MMA, whatever it is, if you're going to cheat in a combat sport like that, then shame on you, you're a coward.
Gegard Mousasi, what are your thoughts on that guy?
Again, Gegard is, he's the man. Gegard's awesome, and he's a good dude. I like Gegard. He's a nice guy. We're not exactly friends, but we have a friendly relationship. I see Gegard, I go over, I shake his hand, how you doing? A bit of bullshit, small talk. We were supposed to fight at the O2 when I fought Anderson. That was supposed to be Gegard.
Right.
I don't want to sound boring. All the same stuff he's got. Gegard is a very, very well-rounded fighter. All of his skills are at a very, very high level. And on top of that, he's very, very experienced. I think he's had something like almost 50 fights. So he's got a wealth of experience. He's very calm. The psychological aspect of fighting is the most important. But Gegard has that nailed down. He's so calm when he fights. And that's something that I've learned, because sometimes I can be an emotional wreck. But now as I've got older and wiser, I'm handling that better. Gegard's great. I've got nothing bad to say about Gegard, But there you go.
Mike, what do you feel like the last year or so has been a lucky period in your career? I truly believe in making your own luck. I genuinely do. But you after Anderson, that knee came at the right time for you. Everything it's been an upward curve, hasn't it? And you could have lost that fight.
No, for sure. Listen, it's been a good year. It's been the best year of my career, massively. Of course, I fought Anderson, and there was no luck involved in that, mate. That was hard that I wore on my sleeve. It was blood, sweat, and tears. It was skill. It was training. I won that fight based upon skill. And he got that knee in the third round. But it didn't knock me out, and then I won round 4 and 5. So there was no luck there. I beat Anderson, and for me, that was a big deal. That was a guy that I wanted to fight my entire career, a guy that I looked up to and had so much respect for. So for me, that was a big one. After that, then I got the movie Triple X, which was awesome as well. That was a big break. And then from there, I got a phone call just as I was wrapping up the movie shoot to fight Rockhold. On short notice, and I thought, screw it, I've wanted a title shot my entire life. I'm not getting any younger. If I say no now, you know, maybe I'm never going to get one. So, yeah, I took that, and of course, you know, we saw how that went. I won the belt. And I beat Henderson in my hometown, which was amazing. So it's so far so good, man.
How long you got left in this game, Mike?
Not too long. I think, to be honest, I mean, I've achieved everything I wanted to achieve. I've financially earned some cash. You know, I've achieved everything I wanted to achieve. But I'm 37 years old. I'm almost 38. You can't do this forever. And I'll be honest, you know, I mean, I've got a decent brain on my shoulders, and I want to do something else with my life. You know, I don't want to be one of these guys that sticks around too long. Then you see that starts racking up the losses and things like that. That's bad. So, you know, I'd like to go out on top. I'd like to retire as champion. But the thing is that right now, as the champion, the biggest paydays of my career are at my foot, you know, at my doorstep. So, I don't know. Definitely only a couple more fights, I would say. And then I'm going to call it a day and do something else. Go get my old job back as a postman. I
was gonna say, mate. A lot of people have been following you since you you stopped delivering the letters. I was on social networking a little while ago, and I saw you and your boy having a little grapple. He looks like he could follow in your footsteps. Is that something you'd advise? I mean, he just supporting his dream, like most parents would say. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Because he looked like he's got a few skills there.
Sure, well, it's kind of a tricky one because obviously, you know, you want to support your kids. He started jiu-jitsu, you know, a number of years ago, and he's very good at that. He's competing at the Worlds in a couple of weeks, and you know, he started wrestling at high school, and he's absolutely fallen in love with wrestling. And you know, obviously, being English, you know, I don't know too much about the wrestling side of things and the programs and how they work. And it's absolutely amazing what they do with these kids out here. Pardon me. It really is. It's just incredible, the stuff that they do. Like, he's training every morning, 6 a.m., lifting weights, and he trains after school, and there's such a team atmosphere, and, you know, they take him away on weekends. The coaches are doing a fantastic job of not only teaching him to be a wrestler, but moulding him to be a fantastic young man. He really is. And so I've got to thank all his coaches. And he's really, really killing it as a wrestler. So even now when he goes to his tournaments, he's not competing in his own weight category because there's no competition. Right. He's competing in the 18-year-old division because he gets some competition, and he's winning most of his matches there. He doesn't win them all, but he said, listen, in my weight group, for the 15-year-olds, you know, there's no competition. So he's absolutely killing it there. Now, you know, he talks about wanting to fight a little bit here and there. And I think he wants to get it out of his system. I think he wants to have a couple just to say he did it. I would love to train him for that. As a father, I wish that he didn't do that. But if he wanted to, listen, my dad supported me, and I thank my father for that massively. My dad was always there every step of the way, and if he's listening to this, he knows. He knows I thank him. And if my son wanted to do the same thing, I'd have to do the same. I'd have to support him 100%. But I said to him, I said, look, listen, Cal, I said, if you wanted to do this, I said, get prepared for a nightmare. Because we'll do it my way, simple as that. So I think that put him off a little bit.
I was going to say, no better person to inspire him or support him and put him off. Do you get me? Listen, what do you want to do next, mate? You spoke about you sound like you're plotting that after that post-career, as it were. What would you like to do? You're already in the media. You're a bit of a hit with them, with those platforms. Is that something you consider, or you got your eye on something else?
No, for sure. I mean, the thing is, I mean, it's not that I've got one foot out of the door. That isn't the case. But I'm well aware of, you know, you've got to try and establish yourself in somewhere else, whilst I've still got the ability to have some sway, if you will. I mean, when you're done and dusted, you're yesterday's news. Nobody cares.
That's right.
You know, you know what I mean? No one cares you're yesterday's news, but when you're the world champion, maybe you can, you know, try and establish yourself for your post-fight career, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. I had a meeting last night with another movie in the pipeline, so I've got 2 movies lined up for next year, big movies as well. Okay. I've got my own radio show, which I do. I do a lot of work for Fox Sports, host UFC Tonight. I do a lot of work on UFC Fight Pass as well. So my time and my schedule is getting filled up with other things, and then hopefully when I step away, I've got enough money to call it an income. I mean, we'll see, right? I mean, I'm opening the gym in California with some partners as well. That opens on December 12th, so that's moving along nicely. Okay. So I'll have the gym, I'll have fingers in a few pies. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm trying to try people out now. I mean, it's obviously a very, very competitive industry, but I'm doing everything I can. I'm doing training, I'm acting classes and things like that, and I've got a great agent that's bringing things to the table. So we'll see. I mean, but the thing is, you can't really rely on that because it's such a competitive industry.
Of course,
you know
of
what
course,
I mean? So
of course.
we'll see what the future holds. But I'm ambitious and I'm working hard.
You are, mate, and I want to know what you think about UFC at the moment because it's a wash with money. Big deal's been done. Everybody knows what figures that threw up. Do you see it lasting another 20 years? And do you think the money's? Do you think the fighters are rewarded in the right way? And what is your thoughts on the state of the sport at the moment? How do you see it evolving?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, I'm going to pick my words carefully with the greatest respect,
Of course.
I mean, they always say don't bite the hand that feeds you, so, you know what I mean. But it's certainly a different place now. It's a different place now to what it was when I first started.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the most part, those changes are for the better.
Mm-hmm.
It's the growth of the sport, it's the evolution of the sport. I guess those things were always going to happen. Do I agree with everything? No, I don't. But I'm not going to get into specifics.
Mm-hmm.
But I am happy to say, I mean, I've only got a few more fights left. And I'm happy to say that I competed in what I would call the golden era of the UFC.
Yeah.
And of course, the sport's going to get bigger and bigger. I really believe it. These guys haven't spent $4.2 billion to waste it, for it to go away and go bust or anything like that. These guys are smart people. They know exactly what they're doing, and I think the sport's just going to get bigger and bigger. Will it be slightly watered down and be more corporate and things like that? Yes, it will. It maybe lost a little bit of its edge over the years, but as I say, that's a natural thing with the evolution of the sport. As it gets bigger and more mainstream, I guess that was always inevitable. So, But yeah, I mean, I will say first and foremost, UFC have always treated me fantastically. Dana and Lorenzo, when he was at the helm, were always great with me. I haven't got any bad stories to share. Dana's always been great. Of course, we've gone back and forth now and again, but he's always been good. He's always been a man of his word with me. So for that, I thank you.
I know Joe wants to come in with a couple of questions.
Yeah, just to round up, Mike. I know you said that you didn't take that fight, and you can enjoy your Christmas. What you got planned with the family?
Yeah, well, I mean, at the moment, the house is upside down. We're just having some work done on the house. As always, it starts off as a lick of paint. That's how we started. We got some builders round to give us a quote on some painting and that. And then we said, yeah, okay, our bathroom needs a little touch-up as well. So maybe do the bathroom and a lick of paint. And then now it's just snowballed into everything. We're getting new floors everywhere, new bathrooms.
So Rebecca's going in.
Oh, she's going in deep, mate. She's going in. She's not messing around. She's going in full force. I'm going to be bankrupt. I need to fight GSP pretty quick. I was sat with the guy just before and he told me the numbers. I'm like, oh my God, I'm really having a heart attack.
I was going to say that's a bit of square footage to be painting, let alone doing tiling and flooring and this, that, the other. So
yeah, well, it's 4,600 square feet, so it's a big old place.
Woo.
And it's going to cost a few quid, mate. So that's my main thing is that I'm going to be recovering from paying for all this work. And then Christmas is just going to be a quiet one. We're just at home, just the way we like it. My mum's coming out, my sister's coming out. So just a nice, quiet family Christmas. I'll still tick over. I'll do some training. I'll try and stay in shape. I've learned over the years to try and maintain my weight so that when the fights come, it's about preparing for your opponent as opposed to, prepare for your opponent and lose a shitload of weight because that's just a massive distraction. So, yeah, enjoying Christmas with the family, stay in the gym. And opening the gym, my own gym, the UFC gym that I'm opening, that opens soon as well. So that's exciting, and looking forward to it.
Brilliant. And what's the date of the opening, and where exactly is the UFC gym out there, Michael?
Yeah, the gym's in Costa Mesa, California. I think we're scheduled for a soft opening around 12th or 15th of December. But in January, that's when we're doing like the official opening, if you will. We're going to have a big event and invite people and have special guests and all that. So they will be open for people to use mid-December, but the grand opening, if you will be in January.
You're free to fly us out there, Mike. Yeah,
No, of course. You are my number one podcast. my go-to podcast in the world, and of course, business class. Is that okay for you guys?
Listen, I fly coach, mate. I just want to come out and experience the whole Michael Bisping, booze up over Christmas. I ain't gonna lie. I'm staying at Christmas. I'll stay from Christmas till January to the opening.
I'll tell the missus to make up a bed for you now. And the pillow's got your name on.
Mate, I'll bring my own pillow. You're on the record though, Mike, yes? Listen.
Stop with my pillows, pal.
Listen, do you know what it is, right, mate, Mike? I took my pillow to Amsterdam with me. It's a bit of a thing, that the man them take the piss out of me about. Yeah, my pillow comes everywhere. Fuck yeah, it's one of those things.
It's like a little kid, he needs his pillow, he needs his blanket.
I do need me blankie. Mike, you mentioned it earlier in the interview. You're recovering from a knee injury and an orbital injury. Is it? Are you okay? Like you're not going to turn into Terminator or nothing like that, are you?
No. So like my knee. I mean, it was actually, funnily enough, George St-Pierre in 2006. I was training with him in Vegas, and I hurt my knee, and I tore my posterior cruciate ligament.
Ooh.
And I went to have it looked at, and the doctor said, we can do a complete reconstruction. He said, but you're going to be out for 2 years, and to be honest, a lot of the time, they don't even work. He said, the alternative is we just do nothing. He said, well, you'll just have to live with the pain.
Right.
I said, all right, well, screw it, we'll do that. So my knee always gives me problems. And over the years, I've done this sport for so long, it's kind of worn down, it's degenerated a bit. And now I'm just limping around a little bit. It's just bloody painful. It's kind of weird. 1 minute it's okay, the next minute it's painful. And as I said, they're going to do what's called PRP injections, plasma-rich platelet, whatever that does. I think they're going to inject some blood. They spin the blood.
Yeah, that's it.
And it just speeds up the healing process, I think. So yeah, that starts on Friday. I did get a fractured orbital in the fight, but I'm fine. To be honest, I'm feeling it now. I'm touching it. There's no pain. There's no sensitivity. There was talk about putting a metal plate in there, but I just swerved them off big time and didn't pick up the phone. And a few weeks passed, and now we've missed the boat on that one. So I don't need a metal plate in my face.
Good.
I'm all good. So I just gotta get a CT scan to get cleared, and then I'm good to go.
Good luck, man. Good luck. Well, listen. I mean, it's a bit late, but congratulations for the victory over Henderson, because I needed you to win that one, bruv. I didn't want to see him put it on you again in your hometown.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and you delivered. So
fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm going to be in London in a couple of weeks. It's not nailed down. I've been invited to the Sports Personality of the Year Awards on the 18th of December. So if that comes, I say a couple of weeks, it's about 6 weeks. If that comes off, I'll be coming out to London, doing a little tour, doing some media, and I'll make sure I swing by and do the podcast in person with you.
Fantastic. Appreciate that. Definitely. Well, listen, Mike, until then or until next time, thanks for everything and good luck, mate. Yeah?
Yes, appreciate it. Nice talking to you, mate. And as I say, anytime, Joe, where's the master? Is he about?
He is.
Yeah, he's here. He's a bit quiet today, though.
Hi, Mike.
Quiet, isn't it?
You okay?
How you doing, buddy?
Man, I like your fight, man. It's good.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks. All right, guys, we'll keep up the good work.
Cheers, Mike. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you soon.
You got it, mate.
Take it
boys,
easy.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Well, that was Michael Bisping, World UFC middleweight champion. And a man that I think his journey inspires a lot of people. I don't think it's just a case of him being a funny Mancunian in the ring who was a post-op. I think his whole journey really inspires people, because that's what martial arts, mixed martial arts does. It's a great leveler, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%, and great
men.
story.
Yeah,
same with boxing. With it's there's a lot of great stories out there. Most people do combat sports. Most of them are working class.
Agreed.
So we've come from nothing.
Yeah, work hard.
What's that Drake song, mate? Started from the bottom.
Now we're here.
Now we're here.
That's right.
Episode 10.
Episode 10.
Combat and strength. Thanks for your support, people. We still got the 5 fit tips to do.
Should we leave them this week?
Should we?
Yeah.
Give people a rest.
I don't know.
Give them a rest.
Give them a rest.
Another cheat week.
Yeah?
Cheat
Yeah,
week.
cheat week.
Okay, then.
Cheat week.
She's only saying that because he bought in 2 boxes of donuts. Rob, pass the donuts, man. Pass the
Give the donuts to Rob.
Right? Pass the donuts, Rob. Right? Now, look at this. Look what's going on. Look, for those at home, it's a
Cheat week.
great, yeah, literally cheat week. 4 donuts, and he's had a box to himself.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're sweet. Now I'm gonna have one though.
You do realise we're giving the outlet of
You
free trial.
just blur that out on the older.
I was going to say.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
blur that out because they should sponsor
Brand it up.
Joe.
Brand it up.
Yeah, they should
Judge it up.
Yeah,
Just judge up the set. They're going to judge up the
with
set.
some dug nuts. Huh? Yeah, they're gonna.
Yeah, we're having a cheat week. Let's forget the 5
Yeah,
foot
yeah, all right.
tips.
No fit tips this week.
tips. No donuts.
But listen, tune in for next week's podcast. Just as exciting. Maybe you have another world champion. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. Might be all about something else. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But thanks for your support. It's been Combat and Strength.
Oosh.